Welcome to some Q&A session. And basically, this is just an open forum, ask questions, and I got many experts up here. Franklin is here, Lydia is here. Anybody that might be able to help with any of the questions that you might come up with. Usually what I have been doing here recently is talk a little bit about start out with anything that is kind of interesting Windows news wise. We're going to be talking a lot about Windows 10 in the general session. If you're on Windows 10, definitely a discussion you might want to have if you haven't thought about October 14th coming up really fast, where it's going to be no longer supported by Microsoft. We're just going to talk about some options and the extended security updates.
Okay, got you. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. No, actually, there's not a whole lot happening. One of the things that's really right around the corner is the 25H2 update. Typically, these updates in October annually with Microsoft are usually really big. But they've been kind of updating the features and everything else with Windows 11 kind of right along. So this update in the fall really isn't going to be as big as the past. But there are a couple things that they're working on that you might see in October. All of a sudden you do the 25H2 update, and you might see the start menu looking a lot different. All of a sudden they're going to break things out in categories like pictures and documents that are going to be right in the start menu area. And if you customize it somewhat, it looks like at this point, the previews I've seen make it allow you to select which things are going to show up in the start menu, which might be pretty nice. The other thing is that if you're using a laptop, you're going to come up with some more power schemes to actually throttle the CPU board to save power. So those are the two things that I've heard that are kind of in the pipe that aren't in Windows 11 right now. And of course, more AI is going to be there. Somehow or another, Copilot, I'm sure, is going to be updated, and you're going to see more and more of everything AI in Windows.
This is. And it said.
So that's pretty much all that I have for the introduction for the Q&A session. Does anybody have any questions they want to put out there and see if we can get the membership to answer, come up with an answer? Any questions? Yes.
I can't get to my control panel on 111.
You can't get to the control panel? Go down to the search bar and type in control panel. It should pop it up in the search, and you can go right from there.
Yeah. I didn't, but it used to, it was on the corner at 10.
Right.
And now it's gone. I'm going like, where's the control panel?
Yeah. It's still in there. It's just they kind of hide it away.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to make it so obvious because they want you to go, I think, through settings and all this stuff. But the control panel is that's the easiest way. I think get it in there. Just out of that search bar, just type control panel. It'll pop up that search, and you should see the apps for control panel there.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Is 12 available already?
No, Windows 12 is not available. There may not ever be a Windows 12. That's a rumor that everybody keeps backing about. They're talking about next year, next fall, Windows 12, Windows 12. Well, there's rumor and they may not do a Windows 12. It just may be Windows. There may not be a number after it. There's also rumors that Windows 12 is going to be subscription based, just like Office 365 is now, where they want you to pay, I think it's $130 a year for the subscription. There's talk that Windows is gonna go to a subscription model. So there's a lot of rumors out there, but nothing I've seen that's, it's not right around that corner anymore. There was rumors that might be this fall, because Windows 11's been around for quite a while. And, no Windows 10, or I'm sorry, no Windows 12. As far as I know, the earliest you would see it, if it's gonna happen at all, will be next fall.
They're gonna keep up 11 then?
Oh, yeah, they'll keep up the 11. I think they'll be still focusing on the AI aspect of it, and integrating with the operating system. I think, if you want my opinion, in the not too distant future, you won't use a keyboard and mouse anymore. You'll just talk to it. So you're gonna be talking to Copilot, dude. You're gonna be just talking to your computer about doing everything. You want to start an Excel spreadsheet, you just tell it, I want an Excel spreadsheet, and this is what I want to do, and it'll start building it for you. I think that's where we're headed.
Our best friend.
Yes, Copilot is gonna be our buddy. They want, and Microsoft wants it to be your buddy. Because be honest with you, everything you do on Copilot, basically everything you do in Windows, they're collecting data on it. That's how they make, all these updates for Windows 11 free and everything else. That's how they monetize it, is the data that they collect from everybody. So that's only gonna get more intense, I think, as we go on. That you can almost guarantee that.
Looks so good.
Let's see, question. No question. This is gonna be a long break before we start the general session. Have any questions at all?
But yeah, I'll come and see you tomorrow then.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll see you tomorrow. Is anybody using Copilot, by the way? How about a little bit? What do you think of it?
So far, so good.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's getting better all the time. Have you tried ChatGPT and Rock or Claude?
What are those?
Those are also the same thing. They're a large language model, just like the Copilot is. It's artificial intelligence.
Tell us about those.
Okay, there's many out there right now. If you're into what Elon Musk does, that's Grok. So if you go to just go up there at grok.com, it's an interface that pops up and you can ask it questions just like you can Copilot. That's their version. Google has Gemini. So if you have a Google account and you go up there while you're logged in, the little dots up there in the corner of the applications, go there and look for Gemini and start Gemini, and it's an artificial intelligence engine. And they all do a lot of the same things, and they're all trying to outdo each other right now. So they're becoming pretty powerful tools right now. It's amazing what you can actually generate using those tools. Debbie's not here today, but she's working on developing a course and actually only a small business on coaching. And so she started doing research with ChatGPT on that, and she's got a ton of information, and it's been real helpful as far as generating kind of a business model for the go by. So it's pretty smart stuff. And if you weren't here, Kathy Fyock did a presentation that used ChatGPT, and it was kind of fun. She used it in ways that I would have never thought. I don't have grandkids, so maybe that's why. But it was really useful, as far as what kind of things would your grandkids be interested in doing and that sort of stuff. It was really pretty cool. I'd love to get her back to do some more of that stuff. But yeah, those are the big ones I can think of right off the bat. I'm sure Claude is another one I haven't used. Geez, let's see. Brian, have you used any of the AI tools for the most part? No.
No, the only thing I've thought of is, I've seen some reference that search engines like Google, they may lose some of their, not their capabilities, but some of their audience, people will use AI to search for things instead of going to Google, so which is kind of an interesting dynamic, for the company. AI may take over some of those search functions.
Yeah, that's one of the things you're gonna hear a lot more about down the road here is AI agents or agentic AI. And that's kind of the next step in the fact that, like I said, you're probably not gonna type things to your computer anymore. Basically, you'll have artificial intelligence out there saying, I'd like to have dinner, let's say Mexican for 5 people. Can you make some recommendations in the area? And they'll go out and they'll do the search. It'll find all the recommendations, it'll make a recommendation. It'll actually make the appointment or the reservation for you. So that's right around the corner.
You have to download it.
Yes,
I have an observation on all this automation stuff. Since 1962, I was a member of the AAA road service, and it's pulled my bacon out of the fire many times. Except this Saturday, I have been a victim of automation. This time when I called AAA, I got a computer, and it assumed I was in Florida, and I gave it the right number and the right identification. And it says, "What's the problem?" And I said, "Dead battery." And there's this pause. And it says, "We've sent a text to your phone, fill it out and it's forwarded." Now, what could be wrong with that? I'm on a house phone that's old and it doesn't have any text capability whatsoever. And the huge procedural flaw is there's no alternative to it. There's always need a none of the above option in these things. And there I was, high and dry, and if I had a plan B, I did it all myself, I'd still be sitting in my garage waiting to start my car. So sometimes you need to be backward compatible just a little bit.
yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I want to talk to a person. No, really, I want to talk to a person. It's gonna get tougher and tougher. Because I think a lot of these things are gonna be automated. And a lot of it's gonna be like you are talking to a person, but it's really not. It's artificial intelligence that you're talking with. It's just a smart response. So talking to real people is gonna be less and less, I think. So you could run into quite a few issues like that with, not having the technology to actually interface with what you're trying to interface with. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. In the smartphones, everybody's, kind of on the smartphone thing, but in fact, the smartphones, I think, are going to be transitioning to glasses here pretty soon. So it's going to be the wearables. So it's,
Glasses.
yeah, so your smartphone is going to be on a pair of glasses these days. So you have alternate reality through the lenses of your glasses. So that's something that's not too far down the road. So your smartphone, probably just end up in your pocket.
Hey, listen, Mark, don't make us scared.
Not to frighten you.
So I don't understand the glasses. You wear a pair of glasses. Is it a clip-on thing up in the corner?
No, it's actually on the screen itself, on the glasses. It actually has a little screen in there. And it displays all kinds of information. Meta has theirs out through Ray-Ban. And it's like if you want to, let's say if you're walking around, you want directions to get someplace. They'll actually display them on the inside of your glasses on how to get there.
Seems like that would make you be cross-eyed or something, kind of.
Yeah, I've never used them. I've used the display glasses, but I've never used the alternate reality. Yes.
To protect ourselves against scams right now. But there's some kind of indications. But once AI takes over, how can you protect yourself?
Oh, yes, and that's a very good question. The problem is, like I said, in the old days, well, not too old, you used to get an email from the prince of whatever in a boom job that you made $1 million. Well, the misspellings and everything else were a dead giveaway in those things. But with AI, they write them so professionally, and the social engineering aspect that they know exactly what triggers people. So you know, they know exactly what to do when they send you an email about how to get you to respond irrationally to this email. It's gonna be a more and more difficult problem all the time. That's like when I get an email that says, you know, especially if it's an invoice for anything. You know, how many people got an invoice from McAfee for $500 or something like that? You know, that's what cracks me up. It's like, Jesus, anybody would fall for this. But they're gonna get to the point where they make them so good, it seems like it's a real invoice. But I never clicked on a link inside of an email or a text anymore. Um, it's because you don't know where it's gonna take you. You know, in fact, the website that it takes you to may be a great reproduction of the real one, but it's not. So the safest thing to do is either contact them directly by phone or go on their website, like to the bank website or whatever. You can go directly, but don't go through a link to get there. Yes.
I went to Apple, well, I got a scam from Apple, and I wasn't sure, so I called Apple, and they had me on the phone for like 5 minutes, going on every single piece of information off that letter. And like he says, okay, he says, we'll try to, you know, help prevent that. Not 5 minutes later, I got another one.
Yeah, it's so bad out there that you're flooded. And it's easy because it's so cheap to send out blanket emails, and texts are getting really bad too. I mean, that used to be the texts were kind of the same spot. You kind of felt comfortable with that. Well, now it's becoming really a fertile ground for scams, especially these, I want to call them, they call them, oh geez, I forgot the term now, but romance schemes. All of a sudden you get a text out of the clear blue, you know, just, it sounds really innocent, but they're trying to suck you into eventually figuring out a way for you to invest in Bitcoin supposedly through this. And then all of a sudden you think you're investing in Bitcoin, and actually they're just taking your money, and all of a sudden you say, well, I want to cash out, and all of a sudden there's no response. They just take your money and run. So yeah, be real skeptical these days. And phone calls are another thing that with AI, it's getting really scary because they can replicate your voice with only 3 seconds of voice recording. So they're really getting really good at it. So, you know, any calls from somebody, we had a little problem, not for us, but somebody went overseas, and they forgot, they took, I guess, some traveler's checks, and that's all they had. Well, they lost the traveler's checks. They had no money. So they were trying to contact us, just, you know, trying to help them out to get through. And it just seemed like a total scam, the whole thing. Well, it turned out to be true, but she figured out another way around it, but it was kind of sad. You know, I'm just so cynical about the whole thing, you know, just got to be real skeptical these days. Because there's more people to get burned that, you know, that it's really preventable. And if you go search, let's say if you have a problem with your printer or a piece of software or whatever, if you do a Google search, be real careful about the numbers that pop up in there for support. I don't know how many people I've talked to that have called those support numbers, and it's not the support. And all of a sudden, you know, they're trying to help you out, and then they ask you, well, we can fix your computer if we, you know, just have this little piece of software that'll, you know, we'll scan your computer and take care of it. And a lot of people have been burned with that one too. Yes.
At the last meeting, you had talked about that, the A1 and how you could get a phone call and think it's your spouse and it's really not your spouse. That you should go and have a conversation and let's have a private password for each other. That each of us knows. I went home and did that with my husband. I said, you know, let's come up with a word, and I feel very comfortable now. If I didn't try to get scammed with someone on AI and they said it was my.
That's a great idea, you know.
We have that word.
Yeah. Have someone to say, hey, this is really me, you know. Like I said, it's just, they're so good these days. You know, audio and video is gonna get really bad too. It's so easy these days with the AI tools to basically take a photograph and make a video of anything these days. It's, you know, it's amazing tools, but the misuse is, you know, unbelievably, for scammers, it's a real fertile ground. And like the social engineering, that the first thing they do is try to scare you to death and then make you do something that you wouldn't normally do. Yes. Yes.
I was told that whenever you're on the phone, never answer their questions with a yes,
Right.
because they record that, and you just automatically, they can put that with anything they're selling. And,
Yeah, you can actually use that to contact, like your bank accounts and stuff like that, then use your voice to actually get through it. That's what I've heard.
that anything.
Charge it.
Yeah, these days it's tough to be out there. It's a kind of a wild world, and it's hopefully they're gonna figure out a way to make this better for us, not worse. Anything else? Other questions? Trying to think of something to, let's see. Yeah, we got a half hour before the general session. Sure, nobody else got any questions? Oh, I got a question for you. What's everybody using to back up their computers with? And are you using macro reflex? Raise your hand. I'm asking, okay, what's the right question?
Just backing up their computer.
Okay, how many people are backing up their computers regularly? All right. We need to really, I can't stress this enough. We gotta, you really need to back up your computer every once in a while. There's, you know, the old 3 copy rule, but it really helps out if you have a computer failure or you get hacked, to be able to go back and recover from a prior, backup.
How do you back up?
How do you back up? Oh, you come to one of our classes and we'll show you, you get an external, hard drive and, we're looking at, we have been using macro and reflect, and now we're looking at maybe using, macro and reflect has been free for many years. And, they changed their policy this year. So the older version actually runs and does fine, but the problem is they're not updating it anymore. So they want you to buy the new version. And, we found, another, program called Hasleo Backup Suite that's free that, might be something to look at. But, it's definitely worthwhile just every once in a while, back your system up, just have a backup, just in case you have a failure to recover. Because everybody's got pictures, right, that they don't want to lose. Everybody's got tax documents or documents of all kinds that you hate to lose. And if you have a backup, at least you have something to go back to.
That stuff on flash drives.
Well, flash drive's a good way to do it. That's a backup. I mean, it may not be a total image backup, but that's certainly a good way to keep the files that you really want to have, backed up. So that keeping a copy separate from your laptop or your desktop.
One for each of my kids.
Okay.
That was one of your Kevin's suggestions.
Oh, that's a good idea.
February.
But yeah, it's certainly a good way to do it. I mean, just keeping the documents and the images that you want to have, just in case something happens to your computer.
The vendor, the external hard drive you just mentioned, Hasleo, how do you spell that?
Hasleo, Hasleo, that's the software. The external hard drive, there's a ton of them out there. The typical sizes these days are either 1 terabyte's probably pretty common these days. And what are they going for, like $60 these days on Amazon? So it's not a huge investment, but it's a big investment in time if you need to recover your data because your computer failed. It's definitely worthwhile to have. Yes.
What's the class using?
I think we're still, macro reflect is still probably the primary one, but I think I would probably go with Hasleo these days. Hasley, yes.
Know in September what backup program we're gonna recommend.
Okay, we're working on it. In September, we'll have a better idea which one we're gonna recommend.
You.
Yes.
Mark?
Said, to come to one of your classes to learn how to do the backup. Is there a list of the classes available, different things?
Yes, on our website. Okay, good girl. Great. Welcome. Yeah, on our website, you can always go to events on our website, cccgc.info. And on there, you'll find a tab says events, and that'll take you there. And that's where you can actually sign up for your class, which is really kind of nice to let us know that you're coming. So it's right on the calendar. You click on that, it'll pop up a link that actually it's in there.
Is that .gov?
Or, no, cccgc.info. INFO.
Is it in the bite?
I don't think the calendar's in the bites. Might be.
Our new website.
Yeah, our new website. That's probably the best place to get going.
You printed it out.
And these days, there's a couple backup options. Flash drives are one of those. If you just get a backup, purely the data like images or text documents. For images, I would either go with the standard external hard drive or external SSD. The SSDs are really fast. The prices have come down quite a bit. You get a 1 terabyte SSD for probably about $70, I think, and they're a nice little. They're typically bigger in form factor than a flash drive, but probably about half the size of a regular external hard drive.
Mark?
Yes.
With the backup, I never quite understood this. Are you backing up the operating system? Or you're just backing up the files?
Yeah, we can do it both ways. There's many options. I like to do a total image backup, so I back up everything that I have. That backs up the operating system, that backs up all the files, all your programs, and everything else. Such if you have a problem, you do a restore that brings back everything, just like you had it at the time you did the backup. But if you can do what's called a file and folder backup, that's purely the data. That's images and documents and that sort of thing. So that's not programs and that's not the operating system. So that's purely data. But yeah, I usually these days with the price of memory for an external hard drive, image backups I think is the way to go. They go pretty fast these days. You're not talking hours. Oh, it died. Maybe I turned it off. Oh, maybe I turned it off. There we go. I'm sorry.
She might be dead.
Yeah, they go pretty quick these days. So, once you start the backup, I mean, you can actually keep working on the computer while it's doing the backup. And it doesn't take that long these days.
Is that then the restore that Windows always had? I haven't used it in ages, but
No, that's old.
on restores, if you were putting on a new program, first of all, you'd restore what you had so that if the new program caused a complication, you'd go back.
Yeah, that's a restore point. So you could go back in time on your computer and restore from a particular point in time. This is kind of like that, but it's actually backing up all your data and everything to a separate place. So the restore point is actually on the system itself, the computer you're using, where this image is going to be something you can put in a drawer just in case. Then you pull this back out, restore from it. And there's two parts. We got a little time. Typically, there's two parts to backing up and restoring. Almost all programs that you're going to do, you have a program that you do the backup with. And let's say something happens to your desktop, now you want to restore it. There's going to be a rescue disk that you should have created. And that's usually with a thumb drive. It actually puts a program on there. So you can start the program, it'll go to the software, will load, so you can recover the file, and put it back in. What I've been able to do lately is, what I use is an SSD, and I actually create, two partitions on there. So it's actually, it takes us two drives, and the first drive is my rescue disk, and the second part of it is my data. So all my backup data goes on one drive, then I still have my rescue drive that I can boot to. So it's all on one SSD. So I think that works out pretty good.
Don't they have that in laptops already? Two drives?
Well, you can partition a particular drive off, into many drives. Typically, by default, it just goes to drive C, makes one partition. But actually, if you look, there's a couple partitions on there, and you could create another partition and you could call it a different drive letter. Let's say drive D or drive E. So it just, takes a section of the hard drive or the SSD that you have inside the laptop and sections it off for different drive letters. That's called disk partitioning. Okay, well, like I said, I highly recommend to have a computer system, you haven't backed it up. That's definitely consider backing it up, and if you need some help, we can certainly help you with that, get the started.
After a month, you forget it again.
No. And it's, the Hasleo, like I said, the Hasleo is pretty good. We'll start looking at that or other programs. The interface is pretty simple to navigate and see those stuff. So, that one particularly looks pretty good. But like I said, we'll come up with a recommendation to back it up. Macrium is just fine right now. The only thing we're kind of concerned with Macrium is, Microsoft changes things and all of a sudden it may not be compatible anymore. So you may not be able to back up and restore from Macrium because it's not being updated, the free version. Any other questions? Well, oh, yes.
Is there any printer that you recommend?
I have my favorites. The cartridge printers, I think, are, in my mind, a thing of the past. I hate buying cartridges. Some people like the HP subscription service where you can get a cartridge to them, but they charge you an arm and a leg for the darn things. So you go out and you buy this nice HP printer for, these days $100, and you get it home, and all of a sudden the black runs out. Well, now you got to spend $50 for another cartridge, and I think that's awful. So I've actually gone to tankless or cartridgeless printers. They're tank printers by Epson. I've been using a couple of Epsons, which I've really been happy with. HP has gone on board. They have tank printers also. And what it is, instead of cartridges, you have these bottles of ink that you put into the printer, and you just dump this ink right in. It's no mess. It works great. The Epsons that I've got, the initial ink that you get with it will last you well over a year. It's a lot of ink. And you go on Amazon, and to replace the whole set of inks, with ink, it's $30. So it's like, you're not spending an arm and a leg for a single cartridge that lasts, a month or so. And I was a little concerned that they would dry out or whatever over time. And that's not been an issue at all. It's been absolutely terrific. So I like the Epson printers. They have a couple models. The prices were up there in the beginning, but they've come down a lot. So they're actually pretty reasonable these days. So that's what I would recommend. I wouldn't buy a cartridge printer now. No way.
What is the model number one, and how much are the prices?
Oh, hang on a sec.
Approximately.
Oh, I'd say for, let's say just a standard printer, let's say with a scanner, you know, just a flatbed scanner. I think you'll probably get about, $200 maybe. And,
79 at Sam's.
oh, there you go, 79 at Sam's, so right around there.
Could I ask you?
So which one did you get?
That one?
The Epson? Okay, yeah, and are you happy with it?
Oh, love it. Honest to crime, I was spending so much on the cartridge stuff. And I've got, there's little lines to tell you like a gas tank. And I've been using it all year and I'm only down about 3/4 of the tank.
Yeah. Like I said, that's what comes with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Adjust it too, cut the lines and
Yeah.
everything.
What do you mean?
Well, when it prints, so it doesn't get offset.
This is what it printed.
Yeah, I believe you. You can print that too.
So
but
that'd be my recommendation, is don't buy a cartridge printer anymore, I'd buy a tank printer of some kind of thing. So I don't know much about the HPs, because I've only used the Epsons, but I've been really happy with.
I wouldn't want it as my only printer. The Canon that you can buy at Walmart for $39. And the cartridges are really cheap. And I mean, compared to HP, and just for a little everyday printer. I don't print pictures with it, but it's wonderful. In fact, I've got one here in North Carolina.
And which brand is it?
Canon,
That's what I used to
Walmart,
have.
and it's cheap.
I got a Canon, but those cartridges
I
are
have
50
8 brothers
Yeah.
and I was having trouble connecting it. And Fran came to my rescue and got it working beautifully. And then they made an update and I can't get through anymore.
Is that the way it works though? Hey, we're gonna fix this for you, make it a lot better. It stops working. I had a problem with my printer today, I think I did a firmware update, and all of a sudden it started disconnecting from the Wi-Fi. Oh, boy. So I gotta see if I can roll that back, because it was rock solid before that. There's something I was gonna mention. Oh, well. I can't remember what I said. Oh, yeah, next month, we probably, are gonna skip the next month because it's Labor Day. And it's the first Monday of September. So this facility won't be open. And, so we probably will not have a meeting then. I'll have to verify that with the rest of the board, but, I'm pretty sure we're gonna skip.
We have to get them to skip it, this building is closed.
Right, but I mean, we could move it to, possibly to a different day. But yeah, that would just confuse people, so, yeah, next month we'll put it out, it'll probably be in the bites on the calendar, eventually, and, we'll get it on there. Has anybody got a chance to look at our website, the new website? It's really nice, Fran's done some fantastic work there, just updated it,
Some of it.
yeah, really looks nice.
Why don't you put it up?
I'll put it up, hang on.
See, everybody's gotta look at this so I don't feel like I've done this for nothing.
So this is what it looks like. I'll see if I can share this for the Zoomers.
What is your model number?
44 bucks. Planted just bought one today and she's in North Carolina. And then she just bought it today, so I just bought it today. On, you check.
That is.
It's the one I said was 39.
Printer or that is-
That's just the printer. Now I'm asking her about the ink one, but since she does bought the printer, maybe she checked the ink, maybe she bought it. She thinks it was $40 for two. But that's. No.
3 colors.
Not for this one. Just.
Yeah, so this is the homepage or our website now. So events is a different little calendar than the old one. You can actually click on, if you see a class that you'd like to attend, click on there and.
Do a
make sure you
little
register.
tour.
What's that?
Do a little tour.
Little tour, okay. Well, like I said, this is the homepage.
And it's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Okay, if you go there, this is the calendar.
Today.
And you'll notice, where it says printable monthly events calendar, that gives you a little better calendar that you can dump out to your printer than the one that's on here. You can actually, there's a little printer symbol on here, but it's a little funky, I guess, to put it that way, to use it. So I would use, if you were wanting to print it out, use that link right in the middle of the crane belt to print it out. And let's say if you want to sign up for that Windows forum on the 14th. So you click on it, and it opens it up a little, gives you a little more information about it.
Just remember you're good to the university. I don't know if he does that. I think.
Is that, in person or Zoom? Then, that meeting, is that in person?
That's in person in the office, yeah.
Is there, when we look, is there differentiation between a Zoom meeting or an in-person one?
Right now, we don't have any Zoom classes scheduled. So really, the only thing we're Zooming is the board meetings and, the general meetings.
Do you need to get RFP?
Oh, yeah, there's a link for this meeting.
Or do you need to, make an appointment for that meeting or just show up or?
What we'd like you to do is you see where I've opened it, you click on it, see where it says RSVP form.
Yeah.
If you click on that, it'll open up, and it's just a Google form, if you fill that out, and, it'll submit it to us, so we know you're coming. And that really kind of helps out.
And where would that be located?
Okay, if you go back to the calendar itself, it's.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm gonna dump out the RSVP form here. So I was starting out at home again, so this is our home page. If you go to events, it'll bring up the calendar. And if you want to sign up for a course, it's in the Windows course right now. See where it's highlighted? I got my mouse on it right now. If you click on that, it opens it up to give you a little more description of what it is. And part of that is says RSVP form. If you click on that, that'll open up that Google form, so you can fill that out, and then it'll shoot an email to us with a Google form that tells us you're coming. So you can pre-register for a class that way.
Go to to this meeting, you know, the board of directors meeting.
Go back to the calendar.
Like right above it, board of directors.
If you're gonna go to the board of directors meeting, go there. Oh, there's a Zoom link right there for it. So if you wanna zoom in on our board meetings, you can always go to the events calendar, click on that Zoom link, and it'll actually start Zoom and bring you right up into our board meeting. Same thing with this meeting.
Now, where is the Windows Open located? The address?
Pardon me?
The address.
The address for,
The Windows meeting.
oh, right, that's it. Our offices in Puckett, what on it?
I just got the address where that is.
The address is,
514 East Grade.
that's it, yeah.
Right on the homepage, down the right.
I think I just got my other cartridges.
And the cartridges are about $50, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
Postal classes.
Yeah. Right there in the middle is our address. And right below it there, it says click here for entrance instructions. Click there because the parking lot is on the other side of Grayson, so it's. That's the parking lot's on the other side, yes.
Like, for the classes, if, like, I'm gonna be in Huntington, but that doesn't mean it will be available. Is it available by Zoom?
We haven't zoomed them at this point, because it's kind of a hit and miss thing for the Windows things, and, you know, some people will have no questions and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, other courses that we used to run in the past, I did one on video editing, that sort of thing, we tried to zoom those. But the open forums typically we don't have them, so.
The bites.
Oh, yeah, the bites. So if you go to the bites right in the middle of it. So pop up the recent bites. And I believe when you scroll down, you can see at the very bottom, it says Bites Newsletter Archive. So if you want to go to an older version of the Bites, you can always go back, click on that. And it'll take you to our archive versions by year. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to the Bites and you want to, that's this little form right here. You fill this out and it'll put you in our bulk mailer for the Bites. One thing you have to do though, the way this works is you put your name and your email address in there. You'll get another email that comes that you have to opt in. So you gotta look for that after you subscribe. If you don't opt in, you'll never see it. Just so if you're self-subscribed, you have to do that.
Useful links, we'll show them.
Okay, the other one, useful links. This is something that we used to have a monthly favorites. We haven't had one in a while, but they're there from the past. And if you have something you'd like to see for a monthly favorite, you can fill out this form, get it to us, it'll send it to us, and we'll try to bring it up in one of the future meetings as a monthly favorite.
How far back does that go?
Oh, this
There's
is
an archive at the bottom.
yeah, this is way back.
Yeah, it goes.
1995.
I wasn't born then.
2019.
I'll keep going.
Oh, is it goes farther?
Pages.
Oh, geez.
That's the bottom.
Was it 2017?
Okay.
And George was doing that.
Let's see. Past presentations are listed here. So if there was something you were looking for, like the passkeys one, you can get some information there and take a look at the video that we ran during the passkeys. PDFs are there.
That's what I need.
So I think those are kind of nice. Also, you know, we have a YouTube channel, right? So if you want to, actually, if you want to take a look at some of the past Q&As or some of the past meetings, you can go onto YouTube and search for us. And actually, we put them up there all the time. Software and tools, these are some of the tools that we make available that are helpful. You'll see Macro Reflect, that's the old download, but it is the free version. We also have Haslio's on there. The printable password sheet, if you want to keep your passwords on a piece of paper. Wise Disk Maker is on there. One of the things that just got added to the useful links. I'll let you talk about this, okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the APCUG is an association of computer user groups. So this club is a member of the APCUG. So they have Wednesdays and Saturdays during the month. They have different meetings and similar to this. They talk about different topics. You have to be a member of this club to participate in those. and you have to get on their mailing list. So there's a description in here about, how you can do that. You can register with them. Have to be a member here, then you register with them to get on their mailing list, and then they'll start sending you an email when they have a meeting coming up that you can, one of these Wednesday workshops. So there's just information about when they have these meetings and, how to sign up. There's a link to their website, and they've got a YouTube channel, I guess, as well.
Where's the meeting held?
Well, it's all Zoom. It's all Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, those APC and G meetings are all Zoom. So that can be interesting. The Wednesday ones are usually noontime on 3 Wednesdays out of the month. I think the Saturday things are 3 or 4 times a year, once a month. But interesting and in-depth stuff.
Probably just join a group.
Yeah, the last tab on there is join the group. Somebody wants to donate to the club, there's a box they can check there. And volunteer, and then the bottom is to actually sign up. Take it everybody here is probably already a member, but this is where you'd find the form to sign up, and also the page that you'd use to pay. Use a Visa card or credit card to pay to extend your membership or to join. Once you hit the join button there. Mark.
Oh, the join button?
Wake up.
Yeah, it's not posted.
And so this is the membership application and the credit card tool. And we really need them both. We get lots of times we get people that'll do they'll pay, but they won't do the paperwork. So we want people to start with the application on the left and then go to the right-hand side to actually do the payment with their credit card.
What do you get to the cents now? 36, 35, and 40.
They charge us, we're paying a fee to use a credit card. And you can always give us a check and you don't have to go this route, but if you want to use a credit card, do it from your house or wherever, there's a $1.35 charge to use a credit card, so we added it to the $35 fee to become a member.
Well, if you give you a check, then you don't need that, huh?
Correct.
Okay.
Some places charge $3.
Always did that.
We're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
Any questions on the website?
No, I think it's very self-explanatory. If you go and look at it. It's good. Very nice.
Very
All righty, guys, why don't we take a quick break and we'll.
Quick break here, we'll start on the general meeting, a little after 4. All right, thanks.